Good morning. Today we will discuss about single row functions. But before starting with the single row functions, you must need to understand what SQL supports. There are two types of SQL functions. So basically, there are two types of SQL functions. The first category is known as a single row functions. So what is single row functions? It is very simple. You can say that it manipulates the data item, it accepts the one input and process the one output. It acts on each row that is written, and you can say the single row functions returns one result, exactly the one result per row. So for each row, single row functions returns one result. Another category of the SQL function is known as a multiple row functions. Some people says that it is also known as a group functions. So what is multiple row functions? Multiple row functions returns one result per set of rows. Let me give you the example for the same. For example, sum, minimum, maximum. So if I says that I want to make the sum of the salary, it means it is a one result for set of records. If I says that find out the minimum from all the employees, so it means it is a one result per set of rows. And you can say that that is known as a multiple row functions. It returns one result per set of rows. Examples are what? For example, sum, minimum, maximum, average, right? So you count. So you can say that I want to count the number of records. So it is a one result per set of rows. If you say that I want to find out the average of the salary, then again it is a one result per set of row. If you say that I want to make the sum of the salary, then again it is a one result per set of rows. Yes, of course you can find out the sum of salary for each department, right? So there will be multiple rows, but it processes the one result per group of rows, and that is the reason why multiple row function is also known as a group functions. And for that another clause is there, and that clause is known as a that is group by clause. Today we will not discuss about this multiple row function. Today we will discuss about this, and that is known as a single row functions. So you must need to understand how the single row functions works. So it is very simple. It will take one input and it will process the one output. So how the single row functions work? Very simple. You can say this is the function, right? So there will be a simple input. Your input will be processed by function and you will get the output. So this is what the single row function is. It returns one result per each row. Suppose, let me give you wonderful example for the same. Suppose, if you think that, sir, I want to convert any data into functions, how we can do this? So there is a one function, for example, lower. So lower is the function which is used to convert any value, any character value into lowercase. For example, I'm writing here that is Atmiya University. Now, if you are writing here from dual, so dual has only one records. So it will give me only one output, that will be Atmiya University, and it will convert into lowercase. See here. So lower function is used to convert the input value into lowercase. But whenever you are using select, it is just used to display the data. It will not change your actual content. That is the point to remember. One more thing, dual has only one record, and that is the reason why output is only one. Suppose if you are writing the same function from student, so suppose a student having 11 records, then it will repeat up to 11 times. Why it is repeating for 11 times? Because single row function returns one result per each row. So if you have a student table and student having the 11 records, then you will get the 11 times output. Suppose if you are writing here that is from employees, and you all know employees table having the 14 records, so the same result will be written for 14 times, right? So whenever we want to test, we can simply use dual. So dual will do what? Dual has only one record, and that is the reason why we will get only one output. In short, we can come to the conclusion that single row functions returns one result per each row. So some points to be remember for the single row functions, and you can say that the single row functions, right? So what is the features of single row functions? You can say that it manipulates the data items. You can say it accepts the arguments and return one value. You can also say that it act on each row that is returned. You can also say that it returns one result per row. Also, you can say that it can also change the data type. So, may modify the data type. So, if you want to change the data type, you can use the single row function also. It can be nested. So we can use the nested function. It means a function inside function we can use, and it can be nested. So that is also the feature of single row function. One more thing it is, it accepts the argument that can be a column or an expression. It accepts an argument that can be a column or an expression. Let me give you the example. The wonderful example that I have, that is, see here, I'm writing here that is select lower of Acme University. So lower of Acme University is my expression, right? But if I'm writing here column name, for example, employee name from employees, and parallel at the same time I'm displaying the actual employee name also, right? So there are two varieties. One is the ename, that is actual ename, and another is the lower of ename, and you can write here from employees and you will get the result that this is in uppercase, this is the actual content, and each and every name is converted into lowercase. So our rule is satisfied over here, and that is what it acts on each row that is written, and it accepts the argument and return the value. And you can say that it accept that can be a column or an expression. So it is an expression, it is the column name. It acts for each row, and that is the reason why, see, one input Parag, one output Parag, one input Tatsat, one output Tatsat. So that is the reason why it is known as a single row functions. One more thing about the single row function is what we can use single row functions. We can use it in CRUD. It means you can use it in create, retrieve, update and delete. It means you can use it in insert statement, you can use it in update statement, you can use it in delete statement, even you can use the same in the create table statement, even you can use the same in the, that is, select statement. Suppose if you are using the single row function in select statement, then it is simply used to display the things. So single row functions can be used in insert statement. If you are using insert, then the data will be inserted. If you are using update, then the data will be updated. If you are using delete, then the data will be deleted based on the function. And if you are using create, then in the create table, you can use the same thing for the validation. That is, for you can use the function in the check constraint. And you can use the same function in the select statement. Whenever you are using it in select statement, it is just used to display the thing. It will not modify the actual content. So that is what the thing that you need to understand. Let me give you a wonderful example for the single row function. For example, if you think that, sir, I want to display the value, so you can simply write here that is select, that is lower of employee name from employees. So it is just used to display, right? But the actual content will not be modified, right? Whenever you write the select employee name from employees, your actual content will be as it is. But if you think that, sir, I want to modify the actual content, how we can do this? Then you can use the update employees. Set employee name is equal to, now here you can use the single row function, that is lower of employee name. So your employee name will be updated with the lower employee name, but it will update all the records of employees, right? But I don't want to update all the records, so I can write here where department number equal to 20. So it will update the name of employees with the lower name. So the 5 employees name will be in a lower case. Suppose if you write here select star from employees, you people will be able to see that the employees who are working in department number 20, their name is converted into lowercase, right? So you can use the single row function in update also, right? You can use the single row functions in select also. For example, suppose if I am writing that is select star from employees, where employee name is equal to Parag. Now we all know it is stored in a lower case in the table, and I am passing here that is in a capital letters. So it will not give me any record, right? So what to do in this particular case? Here you can pass here the lower value, that is the one solution. Either you need to write here Parag in a small case. This is the one solution. But what if I don't know what kind of data is available in my table? Right? I want to write here only Parag. So how we can deal with this? Very simple. Here you can write the function that is upper. So your name will be converted into upper, and then it will match with the Parag, and as a result you will get the data. Right? But your actual content will not be affected. Why? Because I am using the single row functions in select clause. So whenever you are using in a select clause, your actual content will not be changed. But suppose if you think that, sir, whenever user enter any data, I want to convert the value into uppercase or in a lowercase. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. For example, suppose if you think that, sir, can I use single row function in insert statement? Yes, you can. For example, I am writing here that is insert into employees. Now I am writing here that is an employee number and employee name. I want to insert the value. So I am taking here that is ampersand. But before this, I am writing here that is ampersand number. So it will ask me enter the value of number. Then I am writing here whatever you enter that will be converted into lowercase. So lower of, and then I am passing the value from the user, that is ampersand, that is a name. Right? So I'm using the single row function in insert statement. Now it is asking me for the value. For example, I'm writing the value that is 1212. Right? It is asking me for the name. I'm passing here the name in capital letters. For example, Anand. Right? See, the record is inserted. And you all know that I inserted the capital letters Anand. But whenever you just write the select star from employees, you people will be able to see that the value of Anand is stored in lowercase. It means you can use the single row function in insert statement also, right? You can also use the single row functions in the create table definition. As we discussed earlier, we can use the single row functions like lower and upper in check constraint. Even you can use the single row functions in, that is in a delete statement. For example, suppose if you think that, sir, I want to delete the record. So if you are writing like this, delete from employees where name is equal to Anand. Now what happens? See, I don't know what kind of data is available in the table, and I am writing here in capital letters Anand, 0 row will be deleted. But if you write here Anand in small case, then it will work properly. But what if I don't know what kind of data is available? Then I can convert the value into upper, and then I can match the same. So what happened? Your actual content will be converted into uppercase, and then it will match with the Anand, and as a result your record will be deleted. So you can use the single row functions in insert statement. You can use the single row function in update. You can use the single row function in delete. You can use the single row function in create. You can use the single row function in the select statement. Now, some of you will ask me that, sir, you already explained what the single row function is, but now we want to know that what are the single row functions available and what are the categories and how many and which are the single row functions supported by the Oracle. So very simple, let me mention it on the paper. Basically, there are 5 categories of the single row functions available in Oracle. So let me write here, that is single row functions. We already discussed about the single row function is, that is it process for each row. First category of the single row function is known as a, that is character function. So it will deal with each and every string. In character there are 2 categories. So first category is known as a case manipulation function. Case manipulation function means you can convert the data into lowercase if it is required. So lower function is there. You can convert your data into uppercase if it is required. You can convert your data into init cap. It means the first letter of each word will be capital, right? So we can convert the data into initial capital also, right? Another functions is known as a character manipulation function. This is the case manipulation function. Another is known as a character manipulation function. So which are the character manipulation function? Concat is there. Substring is there whenever we want to retrieve the character. Length function is there to get the length of the string. In-string function is there to find the position and to find the occurrence of the character. Lpad and rpad function is also there for the left side padding and right side padding of the string. We can remove the unnecessary space and unnecessary word character from the string. We can use the ltrim, rtrim and trim function. We can replace the string using the replace function. So this is the one category, and that category is known as a character function. Another 4 categories are there. The second category is known as a, that is number functions. The number functions are round, truncate and modulo. We will discuss about all these functions with syntax and with the example. Another category is known as a, that is date function. If you look carefully over here, then each and every function supported over here, that is for the data type. These are the character function, these are the number function. Now another category is there, and that category is known as a date function. So if you list out the date function, then you can find the months between. It means the months between the 2 dates you will get over here. You can use the another function that will be add months. So we can add the calendar months to the particular date. We can write the function that is next day. It means it will give me the next day of the date specified. It means if you says that I have the one date and I want to get the next day. So today is the date, that is 18th January 2021, and the day is Monday. So next Monday will come on which date? So it will give me the date that the next Monday will come on the 25th January, right? So you can use the next day function. You can use the last day function. It means it will give me the date of last day of the month. For example, if I am passing the today's date, then it will give me that the 31st January 2021. So which is the last day of the current month, it will give me using the last day function. Again, you can use the round and truncate for the date function also. So this is the third category, and you can say that is the date function. Another two categories are there. The one category is known as a conversion function, and fourth category is the general function. In conversion function, you can say two character is there, two date is there, and two number is there, right? And fifth category is that is a general function. And if we learn the general functions, if you want to note down the general function, then you can say that the NVL, NVL2, nullif function, collage function, this all are the example of general function. So in general function, we will learn about the NVL, NVL2, we will learn about the nullif and collage, right? So these are the, you can say that the single row function, and I want to discuss about each and every function with syntax and with example. So let's start with the lower function, upper function, and init cap first. It means these three functions are the case manipulation function. So let me write the example. Here you can write the employee name. So this is the actual name, right? So I'm writing here e name. Now here you can write lower of employee name. Here you can write upper of employee name. Here you can write init cap of employee name. So this case manipulation function having the one argument, and the argument is the column name or expression. Then you can write from employees, and you people will be able to get the varieties of the data, and the varieties of the data is what, that is the lower of employee name is will look like this, upper of employee name will look like this, and init cap of the employee name will be look like this. So if you are talking about the case manipulation function, for example upper, init cap and lower, then the each and every function having, here you can write either column name or you can pass the expression. The same rule apply over here, that you can write the column name or you can write the expression. So these are the three, you can say, case manipulation function. Now I want to talk about each and every character manipulation function. If you want to concat the toString, then you can use the function that is concat. Here in a concat function, there are two arguments you can use over here. For example, if I am writing, that is the column 1 I can write over here, comma column 2. But maximum here you can write only two columns, right? That is the syntax part of syntax of concat function. Or you can write concat of expression 1 comma expression 2, right? So same you can write for the concat function. Let me give the example. I can write here concat of, that is Atmiya comma university, right? So there are two strings, one is Atmiya, another is university. If I am writing from dual, then I will get the one output. So I will get the Atmiya university. So you can say it is an expression. Here you can also pass the column name. For example, if I am writing that is concat of, and I am writing here that is Mr. And now I'm writing here that is the column name, and the column name is employee name from employees. Then I will get the output that is Mr. Parag, Mr. Kapil, Mr. Ankit, Mr. Devin, right, like this. And you can also use the nested of the function. And what is the nested of the function? Here you can convert your output into init cap, for example. So what it will do? Simple. It will convert your input into first letter capital. So you will get the initial letter capital, and as a result you will get the output like this. And that is what? Mr. Parag, Mr. Kapil, Mr. Ankit, Mr. Devin. So every case will be same. And here you can say that the initial letter is capital, and your function can be nested also, right? So this is known as a concat function. Another function is there, and that function is known as a substring. For example, if I am passing the substring, and if I am passing here Atmiya, and if I say that from second position to 4 character I want. So this is the first letter, that is 1, right? And then if you are writing 4 letter, it means it will give me TMIY. So here you can write like this: select sub str of. Now here you can pass the string, for example, Atmiya. From which position to how many characters you want. So from second position onwards, how many character you want? I want the 4 letters. So I'm writing here 4 from dual. So what happens? See, from second position onwards, this you will get the 4 letters, that is TMIY, and as a result you are getting the TMIY. Here you also do like this: from 2 onwards I want all, then you can skip the third argument. So whenever you skip the third argument, it will give all the letters after the second position. So from second position onwards, it will give me all the records. That is what the substring is. You can use the substring in your where clause also. For example, if you think that, sir, I want all the people whose name start with, that is from A to P. So is it possible? Yes, it is possible. For example, select star from employees, right? First, I want to correct what? That is, I want to store each and every name into uppercase. So what is the solution? Very simple. Here you can write update employees, set employee name is equal to upper of employee name, and if you are not writing a condition, then all the records will be updated, and as a result you will get the data that each and every name is converted into uppercase. Now suppose if you think that, sir, I want to retrieve all those whose names start with from A to P, right? So from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, and P. So I want to retrieve all those whose names start with A to P. Is it possible to retrieve this? Yes, it is possible. How we can do this? Very simple. First, use this in a select clause. So you can write here employee name. Now here you can write sub str of employee name from 1, 1. So what happened? You will get the first letter, right? From employees. So now your first letter is available with you. Now what we can do? We can write the condition based on this first letter. So what we can do over here? Very simple. We can write this particular function in where clause. So you can write where sub str of employee name from 1, 1, that is between A and P. So first letter will be cut, and if the name is between A and P, then and then it will be displayed. If it is not between A and P, then it will not be displayed. In short, you can use all this function in the where clause, in select clause, in insert, update, delete, and all these things, right? So substring function is very simple. You can say that you can pass here string, you can mention the position, and then you can extract the letters that you want to extract. So you can say how many letters you want. For example, let me give you the simple example. If I am writing here, that is a select, that is Atmiya University from dual, right? Now I am writing here that is sub str of Atmiya University. Now I want from sixth letter onward, I want a 4 character. So from sixth position, I want the 4 characters. So what it will do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the position. So I will get A, space is a character. So 2, U, N. So I will get the output that will be A space U, N. Right? And you will get the output that is A space U, N. So very simple, you can extract the from which position onwards how many characters you want, that you can use the function that is substr. Now another function is there, and that function is known as a length. So here in a length function you can simply pass the string and you will get the total length of that particular column or expression. Suppose I am writing here that is length of, that is Atmiya University from dual, then I will get that the total character in Atmiya University including space is 17. Now you can write the same thing for the each column. So for each row you can get the output, that is name, comma, length of employee name. And here you can just write the as, that is count from employees, and as a result you will get the length, right? So now I want to display only those whose name contains the 6 letters. I want to display only those whose name contains 6 letters. So how we can write? Simple. You can write select star from employees where length of employee name is equal to 6. So exactly the 6 letters name people will be retrieved over here. So you can use the length function in the where clause also. So you will be able to get the length of particular column using length function. You can use the function that is inster. Inster is the wonderful function. Here you can pass, that is a string. The second is the letter that is you want to search. So here you can pass a search string, right? So in string, this search string will be available at which position, that will be written by the inster. For example, if I'm writing select inster of, that is Atmiya. Now I'm passing the letter that is T. So T will be occurred at which position? So it will give me that the T is available at the second position, right? That is the inster is. Wonderful thing about the inster is what? For example, if I'm writing Atmiya A, then it will give me one position. But if I says that from second position onwards, from second position onwards, give me the A, then this from second position onwards, A is available at the sixth position. So inster function is used to get the, it is occurred at the which position. For example, if you says that sir A, then the A is occurred at the first position. Start from the second position onwards, A is occurred at which position? Then A is available at the sixth position. Now I want to check that the A is, if A is available, then and then I want to retrieve the data. Then how we can do this? Very simple. You can write like this. Select start from employees where instead of employee name and search for letter A. So what happened? It will give me the position. If A position is not equal to 0, then and then give the data, and here you will get that the at least one A will be available, right? At least one A will be available. But some people says that, sir, I want to definitely retrieve the data, but A must not be available at the first position. It means I don't want the Ankit, I don't want the Anil. A must not be available at the first position. So how we can do this? Simple. You can write here, start searching from second character onward. And if it is not equal to 0, then and then give me the data, then Ankit will be removed, Anil will be removed, and all this person having A, right? So this is the wonderful thing that you can get the position of the letter. Not only letter, students, please see carefully. If I am writing here, that is instead of, I'm writing here, that is I am working at Atmiya. Atmiya is one of the best university. Now I'm searching for Atmiya, right? from dual, then it will says that the Atmiya is available at the 17th position. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and from 17th position onwards you will get the Atmiya. Now if you say that I want to get the Atmiya from 18th position onwards, now it is available at the 25th position from 17, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So Atmi is available at the 25th position. So from the string, you can search for the string and you will get the position of that particular string using Insta function. So you can search for the string, you can pass the string, you can search for the string. If that string is available, then you will get the position. If it is not available, then you will get the 0. Let me give you the example. For example, I'm writing select employee name instead of employee name, and I'm writing here A from employees. If A is not available, then I will get the 0. See here, there will, right? Here you will get the 30th. A is not available. Here you will get the Shrey. So A is, that is 0. And suppose if anybody says that, sir, I want that the A should be available exactly at the 3rd place, then how we can deal with the same? Then very simple, you can write select star from employees, where instead of employee name equal 3. So what it will do? It will give me that the 3rd position, Dharmik is the person who has the 3rd letter, that is A. How we can retrieve this? Simple. You can get the position. So Dharmik having the 3rd letter, that is A, and that is the reason why I'm getting the Dharmik over here. So this is all about a Insta function. Another functions are there: lpaid, rpaid, replace, and trim. All these functions we will discuss in the next lecture. So that's it from my side. Thank you all.